Welcome to day 4. Today we're going to start talking about parallelograms. Parallelograms might be something that you have heard of or have not heard of before, but regardless, we will be talking about them. Now, interestingly, inside the word, I'm just going to highlight a little chunk. We see that the word parallel is inside that word parallelogram. Okay, so the word parallel is going to be important to us when we talk about these shapes. Now let's talk about what a parallelogram is before we go to the notes. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral. So it has 4 sides. So that means it has the 360 degrees going on inside the triangle. And of course, it has the 360 degrees going on for the exterior angles as well. But it's going to be a special quadrilateral because it's going to have some special characteristics. So we call this a special quadrilateral, and that's what we're going to be learning about for the majority of this unit. So when we do talk about parallelograms, hopefully now you are starting to think about parallel lines. And way back in the fall, when we talked about parallel lines, remember that we labeled our B's and we labeled our L's. So as we scroll down, we're going to see that the quadrilateral is formed by 2 sets of parallel lines. And that's why we call it a parallelogram. Now I'm going to take my highlighter briefly. I just want you to take a look at the shape. See how it has 4 sides. These on the top and on the bottom are parallel, and these on the left and on the right are parallel. So I think it's just important to sort of see that shape. You don't have to do that. I just wanted you to see it. Now, when we had parallel lines before, we labeled B's and L's. So let's do it. B, B, L, L, B, B. We're going to do it a couple times. In fact, we're going to do it more again after this picture. Get it back into your brain. Because these relationships that we already know about with the B's and the L's are going to help us to understand the parallelogram a little bit better. So if you take those B's and L's from this picture, notice that, and I'm going to outline it again in yellow. Take a look at your interior angles. One is a B, one is an L, one is a B, one is an L. So I'm going to transfer that over. So let's turn the page, transfer that over. So this was a B, this was an L, this was a B, that was an L. And how did I know that? I just took it from the picture on the previous page. So this was in the upper left corner. This was in the upper right corner, a B and an L. So I put them there, upper left, upper right. And then I'm going to take the lower left, that's an L, and a B. And I'm just going to transfer those letters over to this picture. I like this picture better because it doesn't have all that extra stuff in it. It's a little less complicated. So we're going to talk about some properties. Now remember, before we go on, remember this little lovely set of information here. Remember that your B's are always equal to each other. Your L's are already always equal to each other. And B plus L will always equal 180. And that's something we knew from before. Now take a look at angle A. That's right here. And take a look at angle C. What do you notice? What do they both have here? They both have B's. I didn't want that. And what about angle B here in the upper right corner and angle D? Notice how they both have L. So these angles, if you look at them, see how they're far away from each other? We call those opposite. So these angle pairs are opposite. So in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal. And this is also true for the side lengths. So let's take a look at those side lengths. Like A to D is opposite from B to C. So they're going to be the same size. And A to B and D to C are opposite. So opposite sides are also equal. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this video off. We're going to come back for a few minutes and we're going to talk about some problems. I want to do the problems in person with you because I think it's important for us to see what we mean by opposite and get all that straight in our heads. Thanks, guys.